Hello and welcome to AMS Golf and this week's review. I'm looking at this, the Zebra AIT 2 putter. So now if you don't know about Zebra, basically back in the day they were a really popular brand because of this. All these lines on the top there, like the stripes of a zebra, to really help that alignment aid. It went bust a couple of years ago, then got basically rebrought up and then released some new clubs, I think in the back end of 2022. And they're still going at the moment. And the reason I picked this up is because, number one, they've won loads of awards. So I think it's a brand that possibly a lot of you guys haven't thought about when looking at a putter. So I wanted to test them out for you and then let you know if you should be looking at it. And also because sometimes in the secondhand market, because this is still the current model, I will say, so you can still pick these up brand new off Zebra's website and off your sort of normal stores as well. But on the secondhand market, they really don't do that well, so you can potentially pick up a really good deal on the secondhand market. I will say as well, Zebra have just released a milled version of their clubs out in the US. It hasn't made it over to the UK at the moment. I don't know if it will, and also I don't know if they're going to be, obviously releasing these clubs around the world. If you're watching this in Australia or I don't know, Japan or wherever, let me know if you can actually pick these up over there. It might just be the UK and the US market and possibly Europe, I can imagine. Not too sure how far these are around the world. Anyway, as always, what we're going to do is we're going to have a closer look at this club. Then we're going to get back here, go for all the technology that's in here, get down to the course where I took this out to my local course, Hersham, did 18 holes of it. I'll discuss what I found while I was playing with it, go through some figures, how many putts I did, birdie chances, etc. And then we'll come back here for the AMS Golf Scale and my overall thoughts about it. All right, guys, let's have a closer look at this interesting looking sort of fang putter. All right. So there you go, a closer look at the club. And I actually like the looks of it. I mean, I really do like that sort of zebra pattern there. I mean, it's the best alignment aid I've ever seen. You've got all these lines. For someone like me who does struggle with the sort of alignment, and I don't necessarily like to use the ball, don't ask me why, but if I line up with the ball, I always second guess myself. So I definitely use my putter more than actually the ball itself. Which is the main reason I don't really use blades, is because of that issue. So I like to have a little bit more behind the ball. So with this is perfect for someone like me who uses their putter for alignment aid because there's just so many lines on it. Other looks wise, I think it does look good. Maybe, I don't know, some of the paint filling might not be quite there, or maybe just the general look of it itself. But we'll get into more about that in a second when we go through the AMS Golf Scale. But overall, very good looking putter. And what they've done as well, which is really cool, they've got a special Zebra grip. So don't get me wrong, it is a brand, it's Win, which we all know about. And it looks very cool. I like the way they've actually done that, like Odyssey and all the other brands. I think that's a really nice grip. Really maybe too soft, too spongy for people out there, but overall great grip. And I really like what they've done with the head cover as well. You can sort of see the zebra lines on there. Really nice looking head cover. Inside as well, nice and soft. Maybe could do a little bit more padding, but overall really nice head cover. Only issue I have with it, I just don't, for some reason, I don't think this Velcro is going to last. I just don't. It doesn't. I've got Scotty cameras behind me that use Velcro. Unlike magnets, which Odyssey use and TaylorMade tend to use. But with this, something about it, I just don't think the Velcro is going to last, which is a shame. But still, very good looking head cover. All right, now let's get on to all the technology that's in this club. So, read off Zebra's website. So we got description. So this design has a look of a small mallet, but all the forgiveness of a high moment of inertia design. Internal weighting along with the fang design helps give this putter incredible forgiveness for its size. The fang alignment enhances the alignment while framing the ball at address perfectly. The FSC insert, by the way, completes the forgiveness package of this new design while giving impact a soft yet responsive feel. It is a small mallet. I mean, if you have a look at the size of the ball there, a nice little vice one I got on my desk. It's not big, there's not that sort of much thickness there, it isn't that big. I mean, when you have this behind the ball, it does look quite small, which can be quite daunting, especially the fact that it's supposed to be, that fang, that forgiving model. It's not the smallest I've ever seen, but I mean, when I've been using, because I've been currently using the Lab, DF 2.1, which is an absolute tank, it was quite a shock to suddenly put this behind the ball. Got over it very quickly, but just be aware of that. It's not the biggest fang putter you're ever going to see. Going into sort of all the technologies as we just mentioned, so Zebra stripe system, so tour proven, major winning stripe system, because the Zebra did win tours back in the day. Elongated stripes that easily align the target. They go all the way back there, as you can see there, all the way back to the club. And you've got the white ones down sort of the main alignment aids there. Better alignments means you make more putts. It's simple as that. And as I mentioned before, for me, definitely feel like this helped me on the golf course. It really did. High MOI with adjustable weights. So you have two weights at the bottom here. So internal weighting pads push weight to the heel and toe for maximum MOI. Optimized for forgiveness with two 15-gram weights. So at the moment, I've just got the normal two 15 grams in here. As you can sort of tell there. I mean, even the weights, to be fair, like little details like that have sort of like zebra patterns on it, which again is, I think, it's very cool. You can get different weights if you want. I think they do 5 and they do 15s, and then obviously I'm sure you can get heavier ones off market. So maybe not Zebra, but other firms or something like that. So you can really dial in your swing weight that you want to make sure that this club does stay square. As I said, additional weights are separately, and as they mentioned here as well, replace with lighter or heavier weights to create perfect balance for your stroke. So they are adjustable, as you would expect. Going on to the face here, so multi-material insert construction. So an all-new multi-material construction gives a soft feel of urethane with a responsiveness of a steel face. So basically, you have urethane in an insert behind this steel face, and you've got a steel face on the top. Construction allows removal of weight from the face to fine-tune mass properties for forgiveness and performance. So rather than being milled, you've got a little sort of cavity back here where they filled in with that urethane, which is obviously light, and then put that steel face on there with the idea that they can move more weight around as well, and it gives you that soft yet responsive feel. Personally, I wouldn't say it was soft and responsive from what I was doing. I would say it was responsive, it was, but it's a bit more firmer. It wasn't the softest putter I've ever tried. It was firm to soft, maybe firm to soft. Really happy with it. I thought it felt great, so don't be worried about that. But if you like really, really soft putters, like some people get these Odyssey White Hot inserts are really soft. This isn't quite there. It's definitely that more firm, receptive feel, I would say. Friction roll control design. So the groove patterns, as you've got here, give the friction at impact needed to impart topspin and lower launch angle. This action maximizes ground contact during the roll skid phase. Controlled and consistent skid phase is crucial for controlling overall distance. So there you go. They've even milled it, and then you've got those lines there, and you can feel sort of the bulges there over the top. And now another quite a cool thing they've done here. So this shaft obviously has a Zebra sticker on there, which is KBS. So KBS stable step shaft. So really good component there, KBS shaft. And as I said, a Win Plus grip. So overall, really good putter. And these things, like I mentioned, have been winning awards. They won awards when they first came out. This year, they're the Editor's Choice 2024 because they are still the current model. They've been doing well. So yeah, but the question is, do I think they've been doing well? We'll find that out after we get back from the golf course. All right, let's get down to Hersham. Here I am down at the course, and actually to start off with a birdie putt for you guys. And it's actually a long one. However, I did manage to get it in, so very
well, happy with that. Never going to complain about a long birdie putt going in. Now, going into the figures with this putter. Now, for me, on average, I'd say I putt around 32 times per 18 holes. Obviously, the harder the course, and I might putt a little bit more. The easier course, I might putt a little bit less. But basically, 32 is sort of my average. Anything above 36 is generally a bad day in the office. Anything below 30, I've putted really well. On this occasion with this putter, I managed to putt 29 times, so really happy with that. Also putted to get 3 birdies. It's one thing of my game at the moment that I have struggled with. You know, I've been making a lot of green regulations because I've been playing a lot better than I have done over the past couple of months. However, I haven't managed to sort of get those birdies, even though I've had the opportunity. So really happy to be walking away with 3 today, even though one was actually a putt for an eagle, which I did miss, but it was a long putt for an eagle, and I just had a tap in birdie, so very happy with it. Talking about the putter itself, you know, the alignment with this putter was very easy. Those sort of zebra stripes on the top make it, well, as I mentioned, really easy to really align it. So for someone like me who does maybe have alignment issues, I really did find it, well, perfect, to be honest. Distance control as well was very good. You know, obviously there was a few putts where I might be a little bit short or I might have been a little bit long, as that's down to me rather than the putter. However, they were all in the vicinity, like the last putt there, where I could just tap it in to walk off with the par. So very happy with that. Feel, as I mentioned, you know, firm but receptive. You know, really nice feeling of it. Not soft as they mentioned, but overall very happy. And also a very well balanced putter with really good roll. Not necessarily the best roll I've ever tried, but really good roll. And that putt there where I licked out just shows you that regardless of how good the putter is, if you don't pay attention to what you're doing, you will still miss that putt. However, overall, very happy.
So what can I say with a performance like that? 29 putts, perfect. On average, around 32, so 3 off, very happy. But the main thing for me there is the birdies. I've been starting to play some really good golf again. Sort of went downhill a couple of weeks ago, well, a couple of months ago, as it always does, peaks and troughs. And I've been starting to play some really good golf, making a lot of green and regulations, but I haven't been getting the birdies. So definitely with my lab putter at the moment, haven't been getting those birdies. Don't get me wrong, not all of them were tap-ins, but you'd expect one of them to go in. And in this case, I did, 3 birdies, the green and regs I've got, really happy with that. You know, 29 putts, again, really happy as well. With the 3 birdies, I mean, one of them, don't get me wrong, was getting to the only par 5 at Hersham in 2. So I did have a long eagle putt, which I didn't quite get, but then it was literally just a tap in birdie. And then the other 2 birdies, really good. I think got nearly, probably about 2, 3 close ones again. I just missed with this. So performance wise, really, really, really happy with it, to be fair. Um, One thing to say though, the greens at Hersham on the day were playing quite slow. They just watered it. And with that sort of firm response, firmer feel, would I potentially struggle with this at a sort of a St. George's Hill that's near me, or, I think Reigate Hill, where the greens are a lot quicker? It's a question to ask maybe in the future. But anyway, moving on to the ACS Golf Scale. Remember, we've got distance, feel, looks, price, and forgiveness. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you know with putters, I do not do the distance one. However, I'm going to change that going forward from today, because I'm going to change distance and make it distance control and give that a rating of 5-1. Now, distance control with this putter on the day was immense. It was absolutely immense. Those putts where, they didn't drop in were just by the hole. So I literally had just a tap in, which really did keep the putts down. No 3 putts. There was 1 or 2 where maybe it was a really long putt and it was down the hill and I expected to be a bit faster and it just didn't hit it hard enough. But that was me. It was nothing to do with the putter itself. Distance control was excellent. I'm really, really happy with it. So I'm going to give the distance control a 4.5 out of 5. Now, I could probably give it a 5, but I just feel because it's the first time I'm doing this category, I don't want to give it a 5 straight off the bat. But overall, distance control with this was fantastic. And the roll was really nice as well. Not the best roll I've ever had. I'd say the best roll I've ever had this year so far is the AI ones from Odyssey. They were just immense. But it was still a very, very nice roll. No real bobbles or anything like that. It rolled the ball very nicely. The distance control, 4.5 out of 5. Now, moving on to feel. As I mentioned, it's firm but receptive. They're saying it's soft. I don't really agree with that. However, I still think it feels really nice. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Really nice. As much as I love soft irons, I love the feeling of a driver if it's a little bit softer. When it comes down to putter, I don't necessarily mind if that's firmer. I just want to know that it's responsive. I want to know that when I hit it off the face, the power's transferred. There's a few putters out there, you hit it and you think, I've really gone for that, and the ball just hasn't gone anywhere, and you can feel it as well. With this, I definitely felt responsive. It felt that the energy I was putting into it was getting transferred to the ball very well. So even though it did feel a little bit firmer, I really did like the feel of it. I thought it felt very nice. So there you go. So a nice 4 out of 5 there. On to looks. So looks, I'm giving a 4 out of 5. I do love the look of it. I love the shape of it. I do. I love the grip, the way they've done it. I love the head cover as well. But maybe just the quality control. I don't know if it's even quality control, but I think just the finish doesn't look quite as sharp as maybe an Odyssey or a TaylorMade or a Ping. For me, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the matte or the black they've used or just the top lining, but even sort of the Zebra there, I don't know. It just there's something about the finish I don't quite like, and it doesn't make me scream, "Oh, this is an amazing! This is a great looking putter." I love the shape of it. I really do. I love the confidence it gives you, even though it is small. I love what they've done with the head cover, but again, it's like the Velcro, and it's it's just something about it. I think when it comes down to the overall look, I don't quite like. Maybe if it was more shiny, perhaps I prefer. But anyway, there you go. And I've never been a massive fan of just steel inserts there, even though I know what it is. Maybe they could have changed that to white to match everything else. You've got the Zebra there. Maybe they could have done that, even though they do have those other sort of great lines there. But overall, 4 out of 5, still a very good looking putter, but just can't put my finger on why it can't be any higher, to be honest. I think it's just down to the finish and personally me. So some of you might absolutely love it. Going on to forgiveness with these two weights here, and obviously the fangs, even though it is a small fang putter, as I've mentioned, I still think forgiveness is pretty high, 4 out of 5 for what it is. Any sort of off hits off the center, I will admit, they still got there. You tend to, when it happens like that, push out to left or push out to right, but it was very good overall. And one thing I will say as well, because it is that smaller fang putter, it makes you really concentrate about what you're doing. I find if a putter's too big, sometimes you're like, well, I've got this whole face to use. I'm not going to worry about it too much. But with this, because it's that little bit smaller, really had to concentrate. Well, felt I had to concentrate on what I was doing. And that's probably why I was, hitting it a lot better than I have been other putters recently. But yeah, 4 out of 5 forgiveness, really happy. Now on to price. And this is where this gets really interesting. Yeah. Just thinking about the looks, I feel bad for giving it a 4 out of 5 because it's a good looking putter, but this is something I think it's just a finish for me. Anyway, moving on to price. So price. So if you're buying this brand new over here in the UK, you can get it for £179 from stores. That's the cheapest I've seen it. You can get it obviously for prices. If you go onto Zebra's website, I think it is literally £199. Just to mention as well, by the way, lengthwise, you can get this from 33 inches up to 35. I got a 34 there. So if you want something shorter or something longer, you have to sort that out yourself. And the weight kit. So I've got 15 in here. You can get 10 grams and 20 grams as well. Just add that in for you. But yeah, going back to the price. So there you go. That was the price of Zebra's website. In the US, you can pick these up for $249.99. Not bad at all. But because it is a good putter, I've had a really good time hitting it. It was firm, but I can't see any issues between this and an Odyssey or something else very similar in price. It was very good. But then you've got like Cleveland and stuff that tend to come in a little bit cheaper. I think the Cleveland, even like the milled version, comes in cheaper, well, same price as this. So there you go. There are cheaper options out there, which are probably just as good. But for me, it's a second-hand market. Now, in the US and second-hand market, they tend to go for about $170, $178 I've seen on eBay. So not a huge discount there, but still not bad at all. In the UK though, these things are going brand new in the UK, brand new on eBay for £80 or £86 I've seen, which is about $100, $106. Brand new. £100 cheaper, brand new. For this type of putter and how good this putter is for that price, it's an absolute steal. It is ridiculous. Don't be looking at brand new Odyssey. Don't be looking at your TaylorMade or anything if you're looking at that sort of £200 price mark. Obviously, if you're looking at your really premium, you know, I don't know, TP Reserves or your Scotty Cameras or anything like that, then yes, this probably isn't a putter for you. But if you're looking at, you know, your White Hot Odysseys or your AI1 Odysseys, etc., have a look at this, because you can pick this up on eBay for £80 brand new. I've seen one go for £66, which is like this, so just been opened. You know, it's an absolute steal. So price wise in the US, I'll give you two, because in the US I haven't seen them as cheap as this. If they are as cheap as this, then we'll think about the UK one here. In the US, I think I'll give it like a 3.5. I think it's a very good putter. You can get a good deal on it, you will be happy with it. But in the UK at the moment, if you can pick this up for £80, £85 brand new, it's a 5 out of 5. You're not going to find a putter of this quality with this materials, KBS, wind shaft, KBS shaft, wind grip, you know, the quality of the head, even though the finish I think maybe a little bit off, but the performance of it, you know, you're not going to find anything anywhere close to that, especially when you can pick them up brand new off eBay for that price. So for that, it's a 5 out of 5. An absolute steal. So if you're looking for a putter right now and you're watching this in UK or even the US or anywhere, go and check the prices, because you might be surprised, because a lot of people do not think about Zebra as a putting brand. You know, back in the day they did, but obviously because they stopped making them and did make some good stuff for a couple of years beforehand, you know, people haven't, you know, thought about them. You know, they haven't thrown out a load of advertising. I don't know if they're on tour. Don't think they are. Maybe they are. You know, do tell me if they are in the comments down below. But I haven't heard of anyone using them on tour either. So they just haven't really had that sort of, even though, you know, they're winning awards for all these clubs, they haven't had that exposure yet. So because of that, you can get them up for a great price, because they are really good putters. And I'm really happy I picked this up to give a go for you guys. So there you go. There's my overall thoughts. So basically a fantastic putter, really good, great performance. Really, probably the easiest thing you're ever gonna find to align yourself with all these lines there. If you've got a problem with alignment, this is the putter for you. Just maybe just slightly off with a finish, and that Velcro I don't think is going to last. It's the only issues I have with them. But overall, really amazing putter. And to be honest, there's definitely even thoughts of myself putting this in the bag and getting rid of the lab, and getting this in the bag, because it has performed that well. Really has. You know, 3 birdies on the day, never ever gonna not take that. So there you go. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of the Zebra AIT 2 putter. Do leave a comment down below if you play a Zebra, or if you have played a Zebra. Do let me know your thoughts. Remember to give this video a like, and also, as always, do remember to subscribe to the channel, guys, and hit that bell icon for weekly golf reviews such as this, new clubs as well every now and again, and also some bonus videos in there as well coming up. All right, guys, I'll see you soon for the next ACS golf video. See you then.